Okay, everybody, this is Laura with Jaw and Tittle Vintage Typewriters. Welcome, welcome. And I've got another wonderful ultra portable, i.e. travel typewriter. This is an Olivetti Underwood LETTERA 32 and fantastic machine. This one is a 1970s. The first ones were manufactured in Barcelona, Spain, but this one is from Italy, which that's the best way you can date them is to find out from the back of your typewriter. Let me see if I can lift it up here. Hold on. Is if you look at the back of your typewriter, and this is going to be upside down for you guys. Olivetti Ivrea, made in Italy. And so it'll either tell you if it was made in Barcelona, Spain, or in Italy. So that will help you determine when that was manufactured. I think there was another manufacturing location, but I don't know it off the top of my head. Barcelona, Spain, that's probably a 60s model. So this is probably going to be in early 70s. Okay. If you saw one of my last videos, I did the Royal Sprite travel typewriter and I fell in love with it. I told you it was like my favorite typewriter. And so it's still, really fantastic. But the LETTERA is really giving that Royal Sprite a run for its money in terms of like if I had to choose, for a travel typewriter, what I would choose. And I mean, there's the Hermes Rocket and the Royal Light. There's a whole bunch of them, and they're all pretty good. But that Royal Sprite surprised me more than all of them. But the LETTERA 32, man, it's just a solid typewriter. It doesn't feel like an ultra portable. Some ultra portables, you can tell they just kind of have a tinny, dinky feel to them. I mean, they're still good typewriters, but you can tell you're typing on an ultra portable. But the LETTERA 32, man, this is just a great machine. So we're going to go through and take a look at kind of how to use it. It comes with, or at least this one does, a zippered case, low profile. It's got a handle. It's super lightweight, so it'd be easy to take to, a coffee shop or something like that. And the LETTERAs are just really handsome machines. Now, if you are a LETTERA 32 fan, by the time you get this video, we will have this on our website. I have puzzles with the LETTERA 32. And if you've ever done a White Mountain puzzle, they're the best. I don't know how to explain it. They're just really good. So this is called Writer's Desk. It features a LETTERA 32 typewriter, also an Erica model in there as well, and a very fun typewriter puzzle. So go to jotandtittletypewriters.com/shop. That takes you straight to the storefront, and you'll see it there. Okay, so let's get back to the LETTERA 32. Very nice typewriter. So really nice clear font on this one. Okay, for those of you, maybe you have one or you've got one, you need to know how to use it. You're like, all right, shut up already and let's just talk about how to use it. All right, so right here, voila, is your paper holder. V for Vendetta. Okay. Close that down, and then your margins, just press and drag, like voila. So the Olivetti Underwood is a lot like the Olympia company in terms of you can just, when you use things like move the carriage and you move these things, there's just really fantastic workmanship that went into these typewriters. Okay, to move your carriage, which is this thing right here, you either press here, and you should hear your bell. The bell on this one is like dink, and it's barely there. It's just like this dink, dink. And then you can use this side as well. So you can barely hear it. Okay, this is your paper release, which I'll show you in a second. And then your line selector is right here on the left side, 0, which it won't do anything. Oh, it's not moving. And then 1 single, double, oh, that was triple, double, single, okay? So when you load a piece of paper, you just set it right here behind your roller, which is also the platen. Just set it there, turn it, and it should pull it right through. If it doesn't, there's a couple of issues. Either the rollers underneath the platen have become flat or too hard, and you will need to take that to a typewriter repair shop, which please visit our directory to help you get started in that, or you can probably search on social media and find somebody. Anyway, but this went through, on mine, went through great. Now, it's nice and even, but if it wasn't, you just pull this paper release forward. You can adjust it, and voila. Okay, so let's look under the hood. Oh, by the way, the handle right here folds so that when you put it in your case, you need to make sure your handle is folded so that it'll fit inside the case. But then when you take it out, you need to unfold it. Okay, so one of the things that most beginners mess up on typewriters is they're so afraid of this handle. And so they'll move it far enough to advance it a line, but not take it to the beginning. So don't worry, you're not gonna break it. I mean, you don't wanna shove it, but put enough energy into the return handle to take it to move the carriage to the front. I am going to move the carriage all the way to the left and open up the top, and I'm just going to grab it right here real light and just pull it. You don't have to pull hard. So the LETTERA 32 has its own spools, and if yours is missing a spool, I recommend going to maybe a typewriter repair group and seeing if you can find a spool that will fit the LETTERA 32. But if you still have your spools, then you will need to hand wind them with fresh ribbon. Thankfully, we do have an option on our website where you send us your spools, we wind them up with fresh ribbon and return them to you. The link for that is in the description below. Okay, so the tricky thing with these spools, these are like my least favorite because they've got these little screw tops, and you have to screw the spool down. If you get it too tight, the spool won't turn. And if it's too loose, then there won't be enough tension. So you kind of have to get it just right, and that's just something that you're just gonna have to, what I do is I turn it till it stops and then do like a half a turn back. That's kind of what I do, but you'll probably have to figure it out messing around with your typewriters. So when you thread it, okay, hold on. You gotta take the top off. You gotta pull it out. Okay, so now the ribbon is gonna go around here, the top of this. It's gonna come from the back side through this double barrel looking guide wire and all the way through, and then you'll see there's slits in your ribbon holder. I don't know the term here, and you'll have to kind of it's going to be very messy, so I recommend gloves or keep a wet cloth nearby. And you're just going to have to slide that ribbon through those slits until they're firmly in there. Now, I thought I was going to be able to upload images of this area directly onto YouTube comments, but I cannot do that. So, you know, take a screenshot of this, whatever you want to try to capture how that looks. But then the same thing over here, there's that same guide wire and pin, and then around the back. So black on top, red on bottom, goes around and down, around and down. So make sure that's there. I'm gonna roll it, put it down, get my little topper thingy here. Okay, stops. I'm gonna back up. All right, so that is how you thread it. Okay, and so then the ribbon reversal is right here, and you just kind of go back and forth. So let's go, it's this way, right? Oops, it's too tight. There we go. Now it's too loose. See what I mean? It's like one or the other. There we go. Oops. Okay. And then you switch it. Wait, there we go. There we go. Sorry. Okay. Messing around with it like I shouldn't. Okay. So ribbon reversal right here. It's really hard to see. Yeah, but it's right there. On the right side, it doesn't look like a ribbon reversal. You could probably, you know, do this right here as well. That's probably the easiest way to do it. So here or here. Okay. Put that back on and snap it back down. And so yeah, your ribbon reversal. I just don't like touching the ribbon, but I guess if you use the tip of your finger, it'll work. Okay, let's keep going, keep looking. All right, so down here we've got our, things aren't labeled on this typewriter, so you kind of just have to know. This is your tab, the red tab. So to clear it, you press down. So now that's cleared. To set it, go wherever you want. This lever on the left, press up, tab, okay? This is your margin release, which I'll go over here in a second, and this is your backspace. And this arrow always confuses me because in my head, backspace is going this way, but so why is the arrow pointing this way? Well, the arrow points that way because that's the direction you want your carriage to go. You want your carriage to go this way, even though, you know, it looks like your cursor is going that way. So that's just how my brain thinks, but that is your backspace. Color selector determines if it's on the blue, don't ask me why they all did blue, because it's black. Anyway, maybe because it just shows up. So the blue dot is really black. And then all the way down is red. And then in the middle is white, which is a stencil setting. And that is not something you're gonna use. That was something that they would insert. But you don't have that. Most people, 99% of you will never ever use that. And so if it's on the white stencil setting and you try to type, you're gonna be like, it's hardly imprinting anything on here. And that is exactly right. Because that's for a stencil and not for the ribbon. What it does is it keeps the ribbon vibrator, it keeps it down, it doesn't move it. And so your type bar is just striking the paper without the ribbon, inked ribbon coming in between. Okay. What else do we want to talk about? So, margin release. Okay, so let me show you the margin release. Oh, I just made my mistake. I have it on stencil setting and it's not typing. Okay, so let me put it back up here. Oh, well, it would help if my margin would be set before the end of the paper. Here's the end of the paper and here's my margin. Duh. Okay, so let's try this again. Push it. Oh, I gotta move my carriage. Push it in. Okay. There's the bell. It was very faint. which would tell me, hey, hit the return handle and go to the next line. This should stop. Oh, which it has. It's not going to go anywhere else. So now margin release, and I can keep typing, and then now I can go to the next line. So that is your margin release. I know I have a lot of extra stuff in this video. I haven't used a LETTERA 32 in a while, and so I had to kind of refigure out a few things. But the main issue with the LETTERA 32 is that ribbon. I really don't like. I mean, I love this typewriter in terms of how it looks and how it types. But I'm not a fan of the ribbon. And it's just finding that just the right tension. And sometimes it does, and to me, it's frustrating. So if I had to choose between this and the Royal Sprite, I would probably go with the Royal Sprite only because the ribbon issue. But if that ribbon was a little bit different, I would probably go with the LETTERA 32 because I actually love the look of the LETTERA 32 much better. And this one actually is a really solid machine. So I hope this review of the LETTERA 32 was really helpful for you as you're either looking for a travel typewriter or you've got one and you need to know how to use it. So that is my feedback on it. Sorry this was a little bit long, but I would hope that some of the things that I'm working through when doing these videos is something that is helpful to you, because you will probably run into that eventually. All right, leave your comments below. Tell me, what is your favorite travel typewriter? If you have a LETTERA 32, do you like it? And also, if you've got one, visit our shop to get yourself a puzzle to go with your LETTERA 32. All right, thanks everybody. Talk to you later.